Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to the YouTube channel of Petroleum from Scratch. I am Jaiyesh, and this is Statistics for Energy Engineers playlist. So, in our previous video, we discussed about different types of statistics. So, in this video, we are going to discuss an important topic, two important topic, population and sample, and some different types of sampling technique. So, let's start our discussion. So, first of all, we will discuss about population and sample. What are these? In the last video, when we discussed about inferential statistics, we kind of have a brief discussion about population and sample, right? So, why do we need population and this sample thing? So, for example, let's take an example, right? Let's take an example that there is an island that is having 100K people, 100K people, right? And you have been assigned a task that you need to find the weight of these 100K peoples, weight of these 100K people, so that you know the distribution of the weight, or you can also know the average weight of the each people on this island. So it is practically not possible to go to each of these 100K peoples and gather the information about their weight. So what a statistician does, he takes a sample out of these 100K people. For example, he take a sample of 10K people. He went to 10K people and reported their weight. So this particular thing is known as sample, and by running some inferential statistics test on this particular sample, he can draw conclusion about the complete population. Right? He can conclude. He can get some conclusion points about the weight of this complete population by using inferential statistics. So this is population and sample. So basically, getting the whole data is sometimes not possible. So for reducing the work, this sample thing comes into picture. Another example is exit polls. Exit polls in elections. If you know, after elections, the media people or news channel people goes to the polling centers and have discuss about we discuss with the people that whom they have voted, and from those from that data collected, they kind of get a poll or a decision that okay, this party is going to win, which party is going to win. So basically these news channels also uses statistics. As you remember, in the first lecture I said everyone uses statistics, right? So this is also an example of using sample and population. For again, in this exit poll, from samples of thousand people from different regions, news channel we try to draw the conclusion for entire population of the country or entire population of the state. Now coming on to the next part is our different types of samplings. That okay, we have discussed these samples that we take some samples out of population, but what are the different types of sampling techniques, how these samples can be drawn from the population? Different types of sampling techniques. So the first type of sampling technique is simple random sampling. Simple random sampling. As the name is suggesting, taking the sample randomly. There is no algorithm or nothing, no logic behind it. Just taking the random data out of population data, random data out of population data. So what happens in this type of samplings? Sometimes we are not able to kind of know about the distribution of the whole population, right? Because it may happen that, for example, in this exit poll scenario only, it may happen that news channels have went to a certain region where the supporter of one party are majorly present, right? And they didn't go to any other region. They just randomly select the region, and from there they have done the sampling for these exit polls. So that may result into some kind of different exit poll decisions than the actual one, right? So this is a simple random sampling without any algorithm, or you can say without any technique, or without any a complete statistic technique behind it, just randomly selecting the data without any logic. The second technique that comes into picture, yeah, the second technique that comes into picture, and also an important one, is stratified sampling. So what happens, or you can also say it as a layer sampling. So in this technique, representation of all stratas of your population are made, and from that subpopulations, data will be picked up from each of these strata. So for example, we have a population data, and that have further subgroups: subpopulation 1, subpopulation 2, and your subpopulation 3. So no, from these further subgroups of the population, data is picked up, and samples are made. So basically, we are representing data from every subpopulation. One of this example is making the strata based on the age of the people, and taking equal data from all the stratas. For example, in our exit poll example only, what we have done, we know the populations, right? We know a population data. It will be our whole country. So that is not possible. So what can be done? Different age groups subpopulation data can be made, that okay, 18 to 22, what are the youngsters saying about which party is going to win? What are your 22 to 45, this age group of people are saying? And what are your 45 plus age group of people are saying? And taking these samples from all these subgroups, and making a complete you can say sample data, is known as stratified sampling. So basically, we have taken in account all the subgroups that are present inside our complete population data, right? So this is stratified sampling. Now coming to our third one. Third one is our systematic sampling. So as the name is suggesting, following a systematic approach, sampling the data from population by following a systematic approach. And here comes another example from the same our exit poll, that new news reporter is asking every 10th person, right, that which party he has voted. Every 10th person, which party he has voted, right? So it is a systematic way that he will be waiting for the 10th person, and ask him that okay, you have voted for which party. Again, another example is in some malls. If you have seen, there were people who are selling some new brands, or some new things, they also approach in such a way that after every fifth people they approach, or after every sixth people they approach. So basically, there is a systematic approach behind this systematic sampling, as the name is suggesting, that okay, approaching every 10th people, or every 15th people, in just like that, this Just like that, this systematic samples can be taken. Now, coming to our fourth and last technique, last but not least, is convenience sampling, also known as cluster sampling. So in this sampling technique, I will give you example how this sampling technique work. Let's take an example. And the example is, I am taking a survey regarding oil and gas industry, right? I am taking a survey regarding some oil and gas industry, that which new technology are going to be used in oil and gas industry in different domains. Taking survey about oil and gas industry, right? So to whom I will go to take this survey? Will I go to an oil and gas professional, or you can also say student, whoever knowledge about oil and gas industry? Should I go to him, or should I go to a politician? Right, I will definitely go to this person's oil and gas professional or students, or someone who has an rough idea that how oil and gas industry works, or what are the new technologies that are going to be used. I will not go to this politician or some other random person, right? So this type of thing is known as convenience sampling, that if we know we are going to a domain expert for getting the sample data regarding our question or regarding our application, right? So these are the different sampling techniques, and we have discussed what is population and sample, right? In the next video, we are going to discuss about a measure of central tendency. So thank you guys. Have a good day. Happy learning. Take care. Bye bye.